select your topic. Miscellaneous.
How the hell's it going, everybody? Ragiroth here. So first of all, I want to say I hope you all had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever you celebrate. Well, basically, so we're moving on to the new year now in like less than a week, about a week. And, there's a lot of games coming out next year. I was inspired to do this from my friend Mark, who just released a video saying about his top 10 releases next year, not just games, but like movies and stuff in general. Now my list, I just kind of want to focus on games. Not that there's nothing, non-game related I'm looking forward to. Like I am really pumped to see the new Broly movie, new Dragon Ball Super Broly, I think that's what it's called. But I just want to focus on games for now. I remember when I did my list last year, it was kind of a hard thing to 10 games, but this time, not quite. This is a little more unorthodox order that I usually do my lists in. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to tell you them in the order that they're coming out, and I'm going to give them a ranking, a hype ranking out of 10. And I should also mention there was a couple games disqualified from the list that I would have loved to put on there, and they were Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4. I'm really excited for those games, but we still don't know jack crap about them. Nintendo just doesn't want to tell us anything. So the first game that comes out next year that we should be looking forward to is Resident Evil 2, the remake. This is a remake of Resident Evil 2 from like way back when, like the N64 PlayStation 1 days. And to be honest, I've actually never fully played through that one. I played it in like Dark Side Chronicles and all that, but never fully through it. And I love, my favorite game is Resident Evil 4. And it's great to be having a game like that, but with like, Leon again, because it's like, Capcom has been crapping on him lately, at least in terms of playable appearances. And the game just looks overall great. I love that it's over the shoulder, but I like that it's trying to still at least be a little more horror. That definitely helps. Yeah, I mean, it's not my top, but it's definitely up there in terms of how I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to rank it number 3, actually. So we're starting off pretty strong. Only thing I can say that maybe I'm worried about with it is might not be that many like cool additional modes, or at least we might have to wait for them as DLC. Otherwise, like, I'm loving everything I'm seeing with the game. I know there's gonna be like a really short demo coming this January 11th, which I guess I'll get, even though it seems kind of weird the way they're doing it, but whatever. Really look forward to that. Number 3. So now the next one that's coming out is actually only a few days after Resident Evil 2 Remake, and it's actually another really big one. It's Kingdom Hearts 3. Yep, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like a month away now. How crazy is that? Now Kingdom Hearts 3, we've all been waiting for a long time. I'm a pretty big Kingdom Hearts fan. The game overall looks incredible. Here's kind of the reason why I'm kind of ranking it 7, or I guess 7/8. It's tied with another game later on the list. I know I mention this all the time when I talk about Kingdom Hearts 3, but like the other games between 1 and 2 kind of spoiled me with all these other characters you can play as. And I kind of liked all those characters for the most part more than Sora, and now we're kind of just stuck with Sora again, which kind of sucks. And yes, I know the recent trailer revealed you can't play as Riku. However, I'm setting my expectations really low on that being a really brief segment you can't really go back to, and you can't control Riku outside of that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just tempering my expectations. I know that's a really dumb reason, but it's like, I don't know. I don't hate Sora, but he's just not as cool as all the other characters. Also, what it doesn't really help is I haven't seen any Final Fantasy characters, and they've been kind of shafting them lately, and that's kind of disappointing to me, because it's like I'm more of a Final Fantasy fan than I'm a Disney fan, so I look a little more forward to seeing those characters than the Disney characters. But they have chosen really awesome worlds in this time, like Toy Story for one, Monsters Inc. Overall, the game looks great. It's just a few things that kind of lower it a bit for me, so I rank it 7/6 on my list of hype. Alright, so the next one coming out is about like a little less than a month away from the other two that I just mentioned. It's Jump Force. I've talked about Jump Force a couple times on my channel. I played the beta. It was pretty fun. I think the game looks great. I think the roster is pretty good. I think the story mode looks pretty cool. Create a character looks great. The only two things that are kind of keeping it back for me a bit is why I think the roster is good. I don't think it's great exactly. There's some characters I really want that I still haven't been announced, like Hiei, Madara, another Yu Yu Hakusho character like Kurama or Sensui, Jotaro and Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. No JoJo's characters at all for some weird reason, or like Alan Walker from D-Gray Man. Any of those would make me feel like a lot happier. But it is, even still, it's pretty up there on my ranking. I'm ranking it 5/4, so it's tied with another game on this list that's later down the road. So next up, all right, now we're getting pretty high up there, really high up there. This game comes out on, I think, March 8th, and it is none other than Devil May Cry 5. I know I've talked about Devil May Cry a couple of my times on my channel. Devil May Cry is one of my favorite games ever, or at least favorite game series ever. And while I was actually okay with the reboot DMC, it doesn't beat the classics. And I'm really happy to see Capcom is actually finally continuing it, especially kind of where we left off with like Nero and all that. And from what I've played of the game, it's pretty awesome. I mean, every time I see the game, it just looks amazing. I feel like there's a lot of fan service with it. It has, just a Devil May Cry charm that I think we all love. I'm really happy with all 3 playable characters. I would say the only thing that's like, one of the reasons that's kind of stopping it from being number 1 is I was kind of really hoping Virgil was going to maybe be playable in the base game this time, and that doesn't seem like it's going to be the case again. And while I think Nero seems great, I really wish they would kind of add a little more to his arsenal aside from just the Devil Breakers. And speaking of that, this is not a huge complaint, but I kind of wish you could manually switch between Devil Breakers instead of having to break them. That kind of sucks. Otherwise, I got like no flaws with the game I can think of. Dante's arsenal looks great. V's arsenal, it's like this is his first time in the game, so I can't really compare it, but I mean, it seems fine for a good start. Everything about the game overall looks pretty damn good, and I'm not really bothered by the whole microtransaction thing. It seems like a really optional, harmless microtransaction. I think people are being a little dramatic about that, in my opinion at least. Yeah, just to be clear, the Devil May Cry 5 is actually a 2/1, so it's tied with another game for the top spot, basically. That top spot that's tied with is this next game that comes out April 23rd, and it is none other than Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat was becoming a really big part of my channel like earlier this year when we all thought it was going to be announced at E3, and that didn't happen. But now it is announced, and we're all pretty psyched for it, and it's very close. I mean, I'm not going to say very close, but it's pretty close. It's like less than half a year away, which is pretty crazy. From what we've seen, it looks amazing. Hell, I even kind of like Raiden, as much as I complain about Raiden. Mortal Kombat is, one of my favorite fighting game series. It's maybe one of my favorite series ever. I mean, I've been into it. It's like the first fighting game I ever got into. I've been in it. It's been a huge part of my life for a very long time now. I love Mortal Kombat 9. I really like Mortal Kombat X, but like, if you guys seen me talk about Mortal Kombat X before, like, I think it's a great game. The roster, though, I didn't love the roster. Now, keep in mind, I'm not really someone that uses a lot of the really big mainstay characters like Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden. I'm more of like a noob Saibot, Rain, Fujin, Jade. So that's kind of why Mortal Kombat X kind of left me a little disappointed. I'm kind of hoping they tone down the amount of new characters. Not that I'm saying I don't want any new characters, just 8 is a little much. I think a lot of us really just want to see characters they're missing that were in MK9, or 3D era characters that we thought were going to get a shot at redemption that didn't. From what we've seen, it looks amazing. I think I just need a little more on the roster and that's kind of why I couldn't really make it a clear number 1, because it's like we don't really know enough about it, and it's just unfortunately kind of the timing of this video, because come January 17th, we're going to know a little bit more about it. Maybe we'll know about some really cool roster choices. Shao Kahn as the pre-order bonus is a good start, especially considering Shao Kahn has not been playable in over 10 years, which is crazy to think about. Even still, I just don't feel like I have enough knowledge of it to kind of give it a clear number 1 ranking as much as I want to. So that's why it's kind of tied with Devil May Cry 5 as the 1/2 spot. Alright, so now I know we're kind of going backwards here. The next game, next 4 games, they don't have set releases, but are basically set to come out in 2019. The first one is Code Vein. Code Vein I know I talked very briefly about on my channel, and I played a demo, 1 or 2 demos of it before. The game just seems really cool, and I do like Dark Souls kind of games. They're not my favorite. One of the things about Code Vein is I like the style to it more than any Dark Souls or even Bloodborne kind of game. So that's one thing it really has going for it is. I mean, the main thing of why it's so low on this list is that like it got delayed. It's supposed to come out September 28th. and it got delayed till 2019, and like they still haven't said anything about the release date. They haven't really given us any more concrete details about the game. And the funny thing is, like, it was getting pretty positive feedback, but they delayed it to work on it more. And like, now don't get me wrong, you know, I respect them for wanting to keep improving the game, but like, you know, throw us a bone here. Like, what part of 2019 is the game coming out? Like, what new stuff are you adding? Like, what's going on here? So it's like, for me personally, it's just a little hard to get really that excited about a game that could just keep getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and we don't know anything about, or at least know anything about when it's coming out, or any new things they're adding. Like, you know, you gotta work with us here a little bit. And like, even though, yeah, I like the content of the game a little more than something like Kingdom Hearts 3, again, you still gotta work, you know, it's still just not enough. And I think, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, just aside from, you know, the things I mentioned, it looks amazing otherwise. So yeah, we need a little bit more Cobain to get me a little more excited for it, but I'm definitely gonna get it regardless. So next is Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Some of you might know that I'm a Bloodstained fan because I actually created the 3 of the main characters in Soul Calibur 6. Bloodstained is basically a spiritual successor to Castlevania. I know it's made by one of the original creators of like the Metroidvania games. It looks pretty cool to me. The reason why it's kind of lower is for kind of the same reason Cobain is. It keeps getting delayed. I can give this game a little bit more slack than Cobain. And here's why. Because first of all, it's a Kickstarter kind of indie game. So like, they don't really quite have the budget and backing that like these bigger companies do. Not to mention, because they're not working for a bigger company, they have a little more freedom when they want to release the game. Also, the game, unlike Code Vein, has gotten like, not like amazing feedback, like not, you know, not like terrible feedback, but not amazing either. So they probably want to polish it up a bit more, which I can understand that. But again, it's like, you know, it just feels like a game that's just never going to come out. And I'm sure it's going to be good when it comes out. I'm sure it is, but it's like, again, just hard to get really excited for when it just feels like something that's just so far away. I kind of have to just forget about the game here and there. And I'm a little more excited for it than Code Vein, and again, I can understand a little bit more of why things are happening this way. I know they're getting way forward to work on it as well, another kind of indie company. And they are at least giving us like some monthly updates, which is something at least. Alright, so now we're getting there. Moving on to the next game. This next game is called Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, yeah, this game came out of nowhere. None of us really expected it. And I love the Ultimate Alliance games and the X-Men Legends games. It actually helped get me into Marvel a lot more than I already, and gave me a lot more knowledge about the game, or about the universe. It would probably be higher ranked on my hype list if we just kind of knew more about it. I mean, I know we still know some of the characters, and the roster looks decent so far. You know, very, very obvious picks. You know, I want to see more like X-Men or like Spider-Man characters, or like maybe non-MCU characters. But yeah, I'm definitely really looking forward to this game. I want to talk about it a little more on my channel, and it was confirmed for 2019. So yeah, that's really all I can say on that. I hope we get more info soon. So yeah, I'm gonna rank it 8 on my hype meter out of 10. So now the next game is called Dragon Ball Heroes Ultimate Mission. I think that's the name of it. Now basically, this game is tied with Kingdom Hearts. And like, I honestly felt bad about tying with Kingdom Hearts 3, because it's like, I mean, deep down I want to rank Kingdom Hearts 3 higher, but here's why I kind of don't. If it wasn't for the genre this game is, it would probably be much higher on the list. These games, like, well, first of all, they're these Dragon Ball Z games with like all these characters in it. They have all these crazy forms. All these characters aren't like typically playable in the games. And you know, you kind of make teams of them and like kind of battle other characters. And they haven't come to America at all. They're only on arcades and 3DS, and the problem is 3DS was region free for some dumb reason. So you have to get a Japanese 3DS and play a game that you don't even know what's going on in, or you know, at least you probably don't. At least this game's coming for the Switch, which is region free. Highly rumored it is actually going to be coming to America anyway. People, you know, kind of bash this game for just all being fan service and have all these non-canon forms, and I honestly don't care. I want all that stuff. Give me Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Give me Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. Give me Baby Janemba. I want all of it. You guys can keep your, you know, having your Saiyan Saga to Buu Saga characters in all your games. You just, you know, just Nappa and Cybermen and crap like that. But like, honestly, yeah, like the only reason why this game isn't higher is just because, you know, while I'm totally fine with turn-based games, It would be more exciting if it was like a fighting game or action game where you had a little more control over the characters, but I understand why, because it's such a high roster, and I think, like, you know, some of the attacks probably had to be like reused and all that, kind of like Dragon Ball Fusions. And also, I guess just because it's not 100% confirmed for America, it most likely is, but I still can't take it as fact yet. I mean, I'd probably still get the Hong Kong version or whatever anyway, but even still, like, you know, I'd probably rather just get the American version. Japanese release date is like April 8th or something. I think it's around like a little before Mortal Kombat 11 comes out in America. So the last game on this list, and is none other than Doom Eternal. Now, I'm honestly not really a big first-person shooter guy, at least not anymore. I used to play them more back in the day. However, the new Doom game, the one that came out in 2016, absolutely blew me away, literally and figuratively. It was just, oh my god, it was amazing. I don't know, it was just beautiful. Like, I loved it. It was just kind of what I wanted a first-person shooter to be like, just being able to carry all these weapons, just running and gunning, messing people up. It just looked so great, it ran so great. I loved everything about it, pretty much. And I was really hoping there was going to be a sequel, and lo and behold, we finally got one. And, like, admittedly, like, the stuff we have seen isn't, like, terribly different, but it's like what we have seen is just so cool. It's just, I love all the little things they added. Like, it just looks great. I really want to see more of the game. It's a shame we haven't really seen much of it. But I really want to see more. I really want it to get a release date. Just everything about it looks great. I feel, you know, it seems like they're going to keep adding more to it as time goes on, because I know they were kind of iffy about supporting Doom 2016. But yeah, this game was fairly high up. I ranked it the same as Jump Force 5/4, kind of in the same boat as Jump Force, where it's like I kind of just need to see more. Jump Force, I just kind of want to see more characters I liked. You know, they're both kind of in that stalemate area, so that's why they're kind of there. But yeah, and it is a game I would like to talk about more on my channel. It's just like I don't really know what to talk more about it, and we just haven't seen too much of it recently. So yeah, there's a couple of honorable mentions. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, coming out January 18th. Team Sonic Racing, coming out like May 21st. I know it got delayed a lot.
Dead or Alive 6 just barely missed the cut for this list.
And then Shenmue 3, coming out, who the knows. So I think that's about it. Let me know what games you guys are looking forward to. Are you looking forward to any of these games? Some of these games a lot of people probably don't care about. I feel like I kind of hit a lot that are on people's radar. But let me know. Let me know if there's games that I don't have on here. Let me know, if you agree with these games. And don't forget to check out my friend Mark Yoon in the description below, especially his video where he kind of talked about his upcoming releases. I know we kind of we overlapped with some of them. I know there's some games I did talk about that he doesn't have on there, and he talks about some things that I don't have on here. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a good day, good night, and enjoy the rest, what's left of the year. And as I always say, another time, another place. Keep being awesome.